guys, happy Monday. Welcome to the start of another week. Well, my videos really have a vast variety of backgrounds, don't they? Anyway, right now we are on our way to Hanger Clinic, which is a clinic of orthotists, so people who make braces, and they're actually a chain. So I know that a lot of you have gone to Hanger clinics in the past and told me about them. They're supposed to be pretty great, so fingers crossed. I just have a prescription for another one of these braces since I have broken this one, of course, in many different ways. And it's no longer functioning. So instead of driving all the way to Rhode Island to see the guy that I usually see for something that isn't custom, a brace that I already know how to use, it just didn't make sense. So we're going local, and I find it kind of funny that I have to go in for a fitting for this brace. But who knows, maybe I've been wearing it wrong for like 5 years. Well, that was a quick little appointment. I guess there was kind of a misunderstanding. They thought they were adjusting the brace that I already had. Long story short, they didn't have a brace available today. And we gave them the prescription and they took it all down. They did all the paperwork, put it through insurance, and we can pick it up as soon as tomorrow. I think since we have PT tomorrow, I'll probably pick it up on Thursday. But they were super nice. Who knows, I might be coming here for bracing in the future. I do still really love my orthotist in Rhode Island, though. I think if I really had to do anything custom again, I'd probably stick with him.
The nice thing is Mass Health.
Oh, true. So yeah, we're used to going to Rhode Island, and we live in Massachusetts. So I have secondary Massachusetts healthcare through disability. So I have Mass Health, and they will pick up costs that my regular insurance doesn't cover, such as like medication costs and braces, stuff like that, but only if they are fitted in Massachusetts or if that doctor is in Massachusetts. So having things done in the state is obviously a lot better for us, but we do go out of our way to make sure that we're going to the right people. We are back home now. The curse of the rain has not gone away, so once again I'm soaking wet. Oh, I really hope that rain is gonna stop soon. Anyway, it looks like my new case for you guys came. I think of my camera as like a little window with all you guys in it. I had to get a new camera case because my old one died. Unfortunately, the zipper broke off. So I got this cool new one. Do not need to break another camera. And also, Tamber, if you're watching this, I just got your journal in the mail. So sweet. Thank you. You know me. Can never have enough journals. Now I'm gonna get changed. I have my nurse coming to come access my port, and I think that I'm gonna put on my new hospital gown from Gift Gowns and give it the nurse treatment, because I'm really curious to hear what a nurse has to say about it, and if it would hold up to all of the standards it would need to work in a hospital. Somebody sent me this gown.
It looks awesome.
This is my artwork.
Is it really?
And so they let me put it on, and so they have like all different sizes. That's what I really like about it, because when I was in the hospital...
Oh, they fall off you, you're so tiny.
It's falling off, and I couldn't even transfer out of bed because I was putting my hands down on the gown.
Yeah. Oh, yep.
So, have you ever had a patient come in and ask to wear their own gown?
Not their own personalized gown. I have had patients come in and be like, can I really just wear my t-shirt, or can I wear my sweatpants? Mm-hmm. And most of the time, I can work around a t-shirt and sweatpants, but every other nurse I work with hates when I let them do that. Because they don't like it.
They don't want to work around it.
They don't want to have to work around it, exactly.
But this would be okay, because you can snap it.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's going to be just fine. I'm going to unsnap the top corner up here a little bit. There we go.
And I learned how to use the blur feature if I mess up.
No, this will actually be perfect.
Do you think like having metal snaps, is that a problem for imaging?
For imaging, yes. If you needed to get an MRI, they would not let you wear that gown. They would want the plastic snaps.
But if
I like a CAT scan,
if I was just admitted for surgery.
Oh, absolutely. Because when you're doing surgery or anything like that, if they need to do that kind of imaging, they're going to check you over anyway.
So it's nurse approved?
Nurse approved.
And there's also pockets.
Oh, that's even better.
I think if I have like a Holter monitor or something.
Yeah, well that's another thing, is if they wanted to have a cardiac monitor on you, a lot of hospitals now have like these wireless monitors. Oh. And they like tuck them into the pocket of the gown.
So those other Johnnies and hospital gowns, do Do they have metal snaps or plastic?
Plastic.
Oh, they do.
Which is what makes them so absolutely horrendous. Because I can do the most complicated dressing change, but you hand me a gown with plastic snaps that's been through a wash, and it's agonizing.
Oh gosh.
Could you? 1, 2, 3.
Hey guys, it's a little bit later now. I am pretty done in for the day, but I'm kind of just waiting on my saline to finish up so I can go to sleep. When my nurse Kayla was leaving, the postwoman came back around and brought me a package, and I actually thought it was medical stuff. Usually when I get like packages later in the day after the regular mail came, it's from my supply company sending dressings or something, so I didn't get too excited about it. But then when I opened it, I realized it was not medical stuff. It was a book. It was sent to me by the author, Ilana Jacqueline. I think that's how you pronounce your name. But she sent me this book that she wrote, and she also sent some lovely little post-it notes and stuff to go with it. You have to see these. My nurse got such a kick out of this. These are sticky notes that look like Band-Aids. What could possibly be cuter? So that's really cool. Thank you so much, Ilana. I cannot wait to read your book. I started reading it a little bit already, and it is so funny. I totally love your writing style, and I can't wait to read through this. Thank you so much for sending this my way. You guys have been sending me some of the nicest things lately. As I said, my friend Tamber earlier sent me a little journal that I have already started using, because I don't know about you guys, but I love to just write on regular paper with a pen. I don't really love to type things up. So even when I have to write things that eventually I'll have to send in digital form, I always start writing them on paper and then make more work for myself having to type it all up. But I just like having things down in notebooks. I've got like 5 notebooks going right now with different projects. But this is really cool actually. These I have in my notebook right here. Another one of you guys sent me these really cool art prints. I just had them in here for inspiration. This was from Sinden, and I'm really into these. You guys send me like the coolest things ever. I love this one right here. Super neat, totally inspiring. Ooh, I love this one. So thank you, Sinden, Tamber, Ilana. I don't know what I did to deserve you guys. Oh, and I also got such a kick out of, so in Sinden's letter, I took the time to completely draw out these diagrams of organizational tips for like all of my art supplies and medical supplies. And not only did they draw out diagrams, but also here on the back are links to all of the organizational furniture and pieces that were mentioned in the diagrams, which is probably the most thoughtful thing that someone has ever sent. I mean, that is just so sweet. I might have to actually look into some of this. Happy Tuesday and welcome to May. It is Ehlers Danlos Awareness Month. I am sporting my EDS Zebra Warrior shirt. You may have noticed that this isn't quite the same background I usually have on a Tuesday afternoon. It appears that the rain curse has lifted, and therefore we have gotten the chance to explore a little bit of the area around the new physical therapy office, and it is gorgeous, if you cannot tell. I am so thrilled to be out in the fresh air. Unfortunately, I can't get down on the sand, but I'm pretty darn close. She's really enjoying soaking up the sun. Me, on the other hand, I have pretty much covered every inch of myself in black fabric. I don't like the feeling of sun on my skin. I'm like an actual vampire. Alright, you guys, I am back in my natural habitat. I just received the finished visit notes from my pain doctor. There are 15 pages. I feel pretty bad that he had to literally write 15 pages, but I'm just going over everything, making sure that everything in here is what we discussed in my appointment and nothing is written incorrectly. Everything looks pretty good. I have about 500,000 new diagnoses. None of them are all that super important to mention. Was reassessed for EDS, and I do still fall under the hypermobile category, which is something that I wasn't quite sure if I was going to, but it looks like I got a 7 out of 9 on the Beighton score. They keep taking off a point because I can't put my palms flat on the floor. Guys, my entire spine is fused. I could put my palms flat on the floor, but whatever, numbers don't really matter to me. Everything pretty much looks right. I love that he didn't even ask if I drop things frequently. He just wrote that down. He must have noticed. He is extremely thorough. We're gonna be changing around a lot of my medications, adding, subtracting, mostly substituting. And the thing that like I keep wanting to ignore is that he thinks that I have a spontaneous CSF leak. So he thinks I have a spinal fluid leak due to the nature of my headaches, and it's very possible. But I was trying to ignore that, which I don't actually recommend doing, but I have been. He's also adding oxygen therapy overnight because apparently my body does this thing where it doesn't breathe. And it's not exactly sleep apnea because it does it during the day too. It's kind of like it forgets to breathe, but it's even more pathetic than that. He said it literally doesn't remember if it just breathed in or out. So it stops and kind of buffers a little bit and then gasps in air. So that's great. Good job, body. And because of that, and because I wake up with a headache every single morning, and because I don't sleep and have sleep apnea, he decided that trying oxygen overnight is a good idea. And I agree with that. I would absolutely love anything that could help me get a better night of sleep, and the thought that I'm not getting oxygen when I'm sleeping is not a good thing. I'm not quite sure when that's going to be happening. I guess they are working on getting someone sent here to help me set that up. So I'm just gonna have another lovely tube to get tangled up in when I'm sleeping. And he doesn't want me to use like that little nasal cannula. He wants me to use full-on oxygen mask with a bag attached. So I apologize now to my future husband. Nothing says sexy like sleeping in an oxygen mask. Who wouldn't want to marry that? Currently taking applications. So that's pretty much it. He also wants me to increase my saline to 5 days a week instead of 4 days a week. He said ideally I'd be doing 7 days a week. But I think that having the weekends off is good for me. My skin really needs the break from having a dressing on it. And especially during the summer, I like having the break so I can take a nice shower, go swimming, do what I need to do, and then re-access on Monday. So we decided to kind of meet in the middle and just up it to 5 days a week. But guys, I always recommend, no matter how long and boring, read your visit notes after the doctor, because cool story, this just happened to me this week. I was waiting until I saw Trish today to tell you guys about this. I have a connective tissue disorder, therefore I have unstable shoulders. They frequently dislocate, which is not new news. I also have a bit of a shoulder injury, which is also not new news because it happened in 2015 when I was at camp. I was reaching down for something and my shoulder dislocated. This was probably the most painful shoulder dislocation I ever had. I felt like this really, really bad burning pain, and I was like, well, shoot, that's probably not good. But being an EDS patient, I just popped it back in as well as I could and like tied it to my body. We were like 2 hours from the nearest hospital. It's not like I was gonna go, but it continued to be pretty darn useless, and I could tell it wasn't in the socket really. Luckily, a friend of mine is an ER doctor and she was at camp, and so she pretty much like relocated it the rest of the way, whatever. She tied my arm up in a sling. I just dealt with it. I came home, I went to the hospital, and they did imaging and sent me home with the lamest sling ever. They ran out of like adult sizes, so they just gave me a pediatric one that didn't fit and sent me home with some pain meds I never took. Then I just dealt with that pain for the last 3 years. So it has really been flaring up a lot since my surgery. It was hurting before surgery. It's hurting way more now. I think I'm just really overcompensating. I've been trying not to use that shoulder for like 3 years. Now that I'm not using my leg, I'm using my left shoulder a lot more, especially because I've been pushing a wheelchair. So I decided, you know, it's too bad. I'm like losing independence here because I'm having to ask people to help me put my shirt on and stuff like that. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna go after a nerve block. Then I remembered way back in 2015 when it first happened, when they were doing imaging, they injected some things into my shoulder along with the dye so they could do an MRI. And I had a pretty bad mast cell reaction. I didn't really know I had mast cell at the time, so I didn't really know to ask what I was given. So I decided to go on my patient portal. I scrolled all the way back to 2015. I found my report from my MRI. Turns out I tore one of the ligaments away from the bone. It's called an avulsion fracture, so I tore the ligament off and a piece of the bone came with it. And I also tore the ligament itself and the labrum. So I've been walking around and using a torn shoulder for 3 years and nobody thought to tell me? What do you mean? Is that going to change anything? Probably not. We're still just gonna keep doing physical therapy to strengthen my shoulder. I'll probably still go through the nerve block for the pain because shoulder surgery is just not one of those things that you want to rush into, period. And it's definitely not one of those things that you want to rush into with a connective tissue disorder. It is not easy to stabilize a shoulder, and it is not easy to stabilize a shoulder long term. That is without completely fusing it and taking away any motion I have, which we can't just keep fusing everything. I do need to use my body. It's just nice information to have. Now we know a little bit more about my anatomy and about why my shoulder is kind of permanently dislocated. Is this an emergency situation? Nope. It happened 3 years ago. I've survived this long. Should they have told me about this? Yes. Why did no one think, hey, maybe that's something that we should maybe tell the patient? Whatever. So, always check your visit notes. Now that we have these patient portals, we can check up on our own information. And if you catch something that's not right, tell them. It might even seem like a little thing. One of my reports said that when they were taking my PICC line out, they used ChloraPrep to clean the area and then took the PICC line out and put Tegaderm down. That's not what we did. We used alcohol to clean the area. We took out the PICC line and then we put down gauze and wrapped it. That might seem like a little error. To me, that could be a life-threatening mistake because I'm very allergic to ChloraPrep and very allergic to Tegaderm. If I were to ever end up in the emergency room and not be able to advocate for myself, they would just pull up my past records, see that I've had ChloraPrep and Tegaderm before, and wouldn't give a second thought using it for me. Doctors are people too. Nobody likes doing paperwork. Sometimes they're just on autopilot, but it is your health and it is your responsibility to make sure that you are receiving the proper treatment. So do not be afraid to question them and do not be afraid to speak up. I know it can be hard and you don't want to be a bother and you don't want to get labeled as some kind of hypochondriac. I totally understand that. But just being familiar with your medical history and always checking over your visit notes, it's an important part of taking care of yourself. Like I said, a little error can mean big things. That is my rant for the day. I'm gonna go back to reading my notes. Hello you guys, it is Wednesday. It is hot today. So it's 85 degrees. I'm just gonna pause and wait for all of the Texans to stop laughing at me. Okay. It's 85 degrees, but to me that is very hot. New England doesn't really have a spring. We have winter and then summer. Like, 2 weeks ago, I was figuring out how to work my wheelchair in a snowstorm. Now, I'm just chilling with my IV saline and my low-grade fever, trying to figure out if Postmates will deliver ice to my bedroom. I don't do well when I'm hot. Like, if I sit up, I'll probably faint. I'm going to have to eventually get up. I think that someone will eventually come home, hopefully. And then I can move into my room because I have some filming that I need to get done. I'm finally actually getting my giveaway put together. Hopefully that video will already be up and I can link it when you're watching this video. If not, I probably died. Some people just like love the summer and the heat. And then there's me. I think that I love the summer. I love the idea of summer. And then it comes around and I remember, oh yeah, that's the hot one. I hate that one. Hey Siri, how hot is it outside?
I'm not from there, but I'd say it is pretty hot. It appears to be partly cloudy with a temperature of 89 degrees.
89. See, that is hot. Oh my goodness, I am so excited. Look what just arrived. That box looks like some wheelchair rims. It's Friday. Yesterday I woke up, saw that the new hand rooms were here, filmed those 2 little clips, and then crawled back into bed and didn't move for the rest of the day. It was even hotter yesterday than it was the day before. It was in the 90s, and I just do not do well in heat. For those of you who might be new around here, first of all, hi. Second of all, I have something called dysautonomia, which is a dysregulation of the autonomic nervous system, which kind of means that like all the functions my body is supposed to take care of on its own doesn't really happen. So I have issues with my heart rate and my blood pressure and my digestion and temperature regulation. So when it gets hot, I get hot. Yesterday I just spent the entire day in bed with a low-grade fever. I'm gonna get my giveaway video all edited and uploaded, and I didn't have the energy to pick up the camera. But today is a new day. It's PT day. I'm rocking my Ehlers-Danlos awareness tank top. I showed you guys this before, but this top is so cute, and it's like this chiffon-y material. Hold on, let me get you a mirror. Super great for hot days because the whole front is like chiffon, but the back is like t-shirt material. It's got this little zebra on it with a bunch of words like hope and support and stuff like that. You can see it's a little bit see-through in the front, but then the back is like totally soft and opaque. This wasn't something I designed myself, but the designer of this shirt was nice enough to give me a link. So if you guys want one of these shirts, use the link in the description and you can get 20% off this month. Stupid neck brace has to just ruin every outfit. The new rims are on my chair and I am so excited. I've been basically stalking the post lady for like a month, waiting for these to arrive, and then yesterday I felt too sick to even get up and try them. So this is the old rim right here. It's just metal and it just sat here, and that was how I pushed the chair. But this one is the new one and it's all like rubberized up here so I can grip it with my thumb. It's also like oval shaped. I don't know if you can tell. It's not perfectly round, so it's easier to like wrap your hand around and grip it. It's so much better. Anything that can give me a little bit more independence. The curse of the rain has come back. I really want to take a little spin around the street, but the second I step my big toe out the door, it starts to rain. Oh well, I guess we'll have to try them inside once we get there. That guy's pulling out. Yikes! I love these. These are so fun. Okay, these are a million times better. This is worth every penny.
You sure how they're more oval than
Yeah, so
round?
when you grab them, you just have more to grip. And then right here is like this piece of rubber that your thumb just really can grab. It's so much better, and it doesn't make that horrible clanking sound every time that I grab it. Alright, hey guys, We are back home now. We're gonna stop at this cool park that I found online, but it weirdly closes at 4 p.m. I don't really know why. They have like all these cool like paved trails, and they have all these goats, and then like a cool playground for the kids and stuff, but oh well. I guess what really counts is the fact that I actually felt up to going somewhere after physical therapy. I think probably even a week ago I wouldn't have been up to it, so I'm definitely noticing healing. I'm slowly getting back to my old self. The unfortunate part is now I have the willingness to go places, but it's still pretty difficult to maneuver the chair in and out of the car and in and out of places. It's gonna be so much better though when I can finally bend my knee to 90 degrees, and then I won't have to have the wheelchair leg that sticks straight out in front of me, and I won't have to be in the car where I can put my legs straight so I can get rides from my friends and just pop my chair in their car. That'll give me a lot more options. Even like right now, going to like a show or even a movie, they do have special like little areas that a wheelchair can fit into at the end of some of the rows, but it's not really made for a wheelchair plus like the extension of a limb. So I'm not super portable right now, but we're working on it. My new rims are incredible. I feel like every time I push the chair, I go like 3 times farther than I did before. But you guys had a lot to say when I brought up the wheelchair and I brought up some of the assistive features, Smart Drive and Power Assist, and I'm really thankful that you guys did, because I learned so much that I wouldn't have known otherwise. So basically, most of you said that Power Assist wheels cannot get wet at all. They're not waterproof, and if you get them wet, it voids the warranty. So that's unfortunate since it's literally always raining. I've only been in the chair for like a month or 2, and without fail, I've gotten it wet every time. And then you guys also said that the wheels were really heavy. I'm not lifting the chair currently. My mom is supposed to be doing that, and she's already pretty much at capacity right now when it comes to the weight. And of course, my goal in the future would be to be more independent and be able to handle some of this stuff on my own. I can't lift a 50-pound wheel if it comes down to that. So there's that drawback. You know, I'm not writing off Power Assist wheels altogether, but I'm really glad you guys brought up some of the cons. And in the last video, I had kind of decided against the Smart Drive because I was told by their repairman that in order for me to have Smart Drive on my chair, it would take away the ability to fold it, because even though the Smart Drive itself can be removed from the chair, the little bracket, I guess, that holds it on is kind of a more permanent installation. But you guys came to my rescue and told me that they just came out with a model for folding chairs. So it looks like I have a lot more thinking to do on the subject, which is good. I'm not on any kind of time restraint with this. I really don't want to rush this process. So I'm going to be making an appointment with one of the actual reps instead of just the repair guy. And hopefully they know a little bit more on the subject. Definitely just want to make sure that I am making the best decision for myself. Not only for my situation now, but for all of my needs in the future. I don't want to put one thing through insurance and have that not really work. I don't want them to come back at me and saying, well, we paid for this, so we're not going to pay for that. You know what I mean? Alright, well, I'm gonna let you guys go so I can run and go hook up to my infusions so I can hurry up, finish that, get my port deaccessed, and get in the shower, because goodness knows after the last couple days I need a real shower. Hi guys, happy Saturday. I am just getting ready to head out. I'm going to my cousin's house and we're just gonna hang out tonight and hopefully like FaceTime our other friend who's not feeling that great. Should be a fun night, but I did just get my new brace, which is the exact same as my old brace except way less broken. Now I just have to sit down and adjust it in all of its various ways to get the right fit. I've been in the one that I've been wearing off and on for like a year now, so it is pretty darn adjusted to me. it's just super broken. But I think maybe I will use this to try to replicate this fit with this new one. But I'm going to film myself adjusting this brace, and I think I'm going to post it separately so that it doesn't take up too much space in this vlog, especially because it's kind of like a specialty thing and it's probably super boring to watch for anyone who doesn't actually need to know. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do right now. I'll see you guys in a bit. Hi guys, I'm home now from my cousin's house. I'm going to try to whisper a little bit because it's sort of late and I'm not quite sure who's asleep and where, but I had a really nice time tonight. It's been really great. You guys know that I really cherish the time I get to spend with my cousin and with my friends, and it's so nice to just get out of the house. The last couple of weeks we've been doing it at her house and just feels good, you know? I don't really get out of the house very often, and it just like helps me to feel a little bit more independent. I think that I've been struggling a little bit recently to find a balance with all of the projects I've been working on and all of the online relationships that I'm maintaining, but also still trying to nourish those real in-person friendships and relationships. It's hard when you don't have a whole lot of energy and you don't have a whole lot of free days without appointments. It's like you gotta budget out your energy and just really plan out how you're gonna spend it. But I think this is just so good for me. I think we're gonna try to continue to make it a weekly thing, especially as we come into the summer. A lot of our friends are coming home from school as well, and I just can't wait to see them. So hopefully we will have our little weekly hangout sessions that honestly kind of turn into like therapy sessions. And just good. You need that sometimes, and you need those friends that you feel like you can talk to about anything. But now that I'm home and it's late, I am totally exhausted. But the good kind of exhausted. The kind of exhausted that you earn. I have a lot of work to get done tomorrow, so I should really head to sleep. Oh, but also, okay, so back up. So my giveaway video went live on YouTube a couple days ago, and then my Instagram giveaway went live, and the sheer number of entries that I've been receiving has just been, oh my goodness, so positively overwhelming. Like, more people entered the YouTube giveaway this year on the very first day than entered in total last year. It's amazing. I want to thank you guys so much for being so involved. I love seeing all of the awareness posts going by and the tags and stuff. You guys are the best. Oh my goodness. And I've been getting a lot of questions about my Etsy shop and if I was going to open it again this year, because last year I was selling a lot of EDS awareness jewelry, mainly bracelets, and I hadn't planned on opening my Etsy shop quite yet because I still have a lot of restrictions. Like, I can't make the tube clips because that involves hammering, and I'm just not allowed to do that. And I'm really only able to do so much when it comes to the jewelry making. But because there have been so many people interested in the bracelets, I'm going to be making a limited amount of them, and I don't know how many. I'm going to just work on them whenever I can and whenever I have a free second. And so I'll be reopening the shop with just what I have in stock. But like, say last year, I would just take as many orders as I could and then I just make that many. I'm not gonna be able to do it like that this year because I don't want to promise something that I can't come through with, so I'll only be listing what I have. Stock will probably be extremely limited. I apologize about that. I'm just doing my best here. And also, again, because there's just been such an outpouring of love and so many entries for the giveaway, I think I'll try to be doing a few more mini giveaways throughout the month as well, probably through these videos and also in my Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, you should, because I will be announcing those mini giveaways on my story. So if you're not following me on Instagram and you can't see my story, you'll probably miss out on some of that fun. But I would love to see you guys' entries and see you guys out there raising awareness and getting to know some more of your stories. We're gonna try to have a really fun month here, so get psyched. Thank you for coming along with me on this week. It's been a good week. Hopefully next week is just as good, if not better. If you enjoyed it, it'd be cool if you would give it a thumbs up to let me know. And if you are new around here to our little corner of the internet and you would like to see more videos, you can always subscribe. I'm here every week, and I will be sure to see you guys next week. Goodbye!